There was considerable discussion here in Monterey County about how the economic crisis is affecting nonprofit groups. Countless numbers of nonprofit groups are seeing their budgets being cut, not marginally, but by 50 to 60 to 75%. And when we're seeing that those particular groups, which have in fact been picking up the slack for government that itself is stymied in Sacramento in particular, then we're certainly seeing now that the real safety net, which is nonprofit groups, are being decimated. Was there more that you wanted to?
No, I think that's great.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Christina Ilangokun and I'm from Monterey, California. And I was involved with the Obama campaign since the primaries, and I'm really excited to be here at the Center for Change, which is an offshoot of our original campaign activities. And today we had a gathering of about 50 people, and we broke down into groups of 10. And one of my primary points today was how can we get to one of the root causes of the problem that's got us into this recession, and that's personal responsibility. I feel strongly that we should really be spending within our means, not buying or getting mortgages of what we cannot afford, and things like that. So I really feel strongly that we should be educating the young people, school children, university students, and how can we educate them so that this does not happen again in the next 10 years. And again, I'm really thankful to the Center for Change here for bringing us together, and it was a really lively discussion, and I'm really excited to be here. Thank you.
I'm Gwendolyn Field. One of the issues that concerns me is that as we're looking at an economic system that's melting down, that we not try to rebuild it just as we in the same shape and form as the previous one. And the analogy that I had made in the group was that we're not trying to assume that the electrical grid needs to remain in place exactly as it was, that if we're going to configure it for green technology, that there need to be changes made, and the same is true with the economic structure today. Much of what I'd like to see happen is having individuals have a chance to be direct investors, both in companies and in some of the things involving government funds. That instead of having to invest only through brokerage firms and only through banks, for instance, the example that I had used in our group was with the TARP, the toxic assets that have been purchased by the government, and they're proposing they'll be purchased. The thought was that they would in turn then be sold to hedge funds. Well, they could be packaged to be sold to individuals who could then get some ownership of the upside when the economic issues have turned the corner. So I would love the Obama people to consider using individuals with as much power and as much passion as they did for the campaign, because we don't need to go through the same old institutions in order to participate.
Wonderful.
Hi, I'm Jason Burnett, and we had a great group discussion this evening about the recovery package, and offered up a number of our personal experiences and our experiences in our community. What for me was the most telling is how diverse Monterey County is, and many of us had experiences in our community such as increased unemployment rate and foreclosures and falling housing prices and falling 401ks and so forth. But others had situations like huge number of layoffs in packing plants out in Gonzales and Salinas. And it really drove home the point that we need to make sure that we're hearing from all parts of Monterey County, and in turn making sure that those messages, those stories, are making their way to Washington, D.C., to our elected officials. In terms of some of the concerns that our group had about the stimulus package, I suppose the major one was the balance between trying to get money out the door ASAP, because every day counts, particularly for someone who is facing foreclosure or someone who is unemployed or risking becoming unemployed, and the feeling that state aid to individual states is one of the best ways of doing that, to avoid more teachers becoming unemployed, more contractors to the state becoming unemployed. But at the same time, we want this stimulus package to seize upon the opportunity that this crisis brings to move our economy in a new direction, move our society in a new positive direction to modernize things like our electricity grid, things like our healthcare system, and making sure that we move towards electronic records, and moving towards a more green jobs in our economy that will be sustainable for the long run. And so there is a little bit of tension that our group felt between getting money out the door right away and making sure that that money is used to move our economy in a new positive direction. Overall, we had a great discussion, and I'm looking forward to engaging next in a discussion of state and local issues after the stimulus package is hopefully passed by the Senate tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks.